drowning in the data on inequality and injustice, whether it's a new study on criminal justice disparities or another video of police brutality. Demanding empirical evidence of systematic wrongdoing can have a kind of perverse quality, as if subjugated people must petition again and again and again for admission into the category human, for which empathy is rationed and applications are routinely denied. In such a context, novel fictions that reimagine and rework all that is taken for granted about the current structure of the social world, alternatives to capitalism, racism, patriarchy, are urgently needed. Fictions in this sense are not falsehoods, but refashionings through which analysts experiment with different scenarios, trajectories, and reversals, elaborating new values and testing different possibilities for creating more just and equitable societies. Such fictions are not meant to convince others of what is, but to expand our own visions of what is possible. In the words of historian Robin D.G. Kelley, we must tap the well of our own collective imaginations, that we do what earlier generations have done, dream. Without new visions, we don't know what to build, only what to knock down. We not only end up confused, rudderless, and cynical, but we forget that making a revolution is not a series of clever maneuvers and tactics, but a process that can and must transform us. Building upon this insight, the following narrative sketch is an experiment to know things differently, a way to reflect anew about the themes of my research: innovation, inequity, technology, race, and power among them, and ultimately to explore the relationship between racial fictions and biological facts. Ayana was lighting up the ramp of the People's Science Building on Mission Street when she heard someone calling her name. "Hey, Madam Chairperson, wait up, Miss Jones, wait up." It was Sandra. "How long you think this meeting is going to take?" "Not more than an hour, I hope. The revival organizers have to finish setting up, so they shouldn't be keeping us long." "Well, as soon as it's over, there's something I need to tell you," whispered Sandra. As Ayana and Sandra walked into the glass front doors, the welcome hologram seemed louder than usual, the history of the council and its achievements on blast. The Reparations Initiative, now in its 10th year, covers the costs of regenerative medicine for victims of police brutality. Scientists honed a technique in which they take a mature human cell from a patient and reprogram it to create any other tissue in the body. And because the regenerated tissue is produced from a person's own cells, they avoid complications that arise with donor cells. Over 10,000 people have undergone this suite of procedures, and nearly all have survived. As she and Sandra walked through the exhibition halls waiting for the meeting to begin, Ayana couldn't help think about when news first broke about this reprogramming technique. Millions of families actually started banking their own skin cells, a kind of insurance policy. That was before the Reparations Initiative led to the official disbanding of police. The era of every 6 hours, children playing cops and robbers shot down on playgrounds, teenagers goofing off with toy guns left bleeding in department store aisles, mentally ill adults treated with multiple shots to the head, mowed down for walking, driving, breathing out of place, phones, wallets, and other objects allegedly mistaken for weapons. Not to mention all the residual damage, the chronic stress of living under siege. Every teacher assigned a police escort, classmates terrified, pretending not to notice, kids as young as 6 with chronic hypertension. The council headquarters devoted an entire floor to the history of decarceration, a holographic exhibit with vintage footage from police body cams, smartphones, and TV crews, played nonstop. As Ayana and Sandra passed the glass cases that displayed Amadou Diallo's wallet, Stephen Clark's cell phone, and numerous other objects supposedly mistaken for weapons, Ayana looked on with disgust. It always troubled her, not just the section presenting her own murder, but the whole idea of playing and replaying Black Death, the pornography of genocide on constant loop. Why, in fact, do we need to see to believe?